What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. This is video 2 of basically me buying $105 worth of 41 items to relist or sell or resell, whatever you want to say, list on eBay. And I already did the unboxing video last night. Today is April 30th. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by. If you want some real life, like this is what someone that sells stuff on eBay actually goes through. I'm not trying to sell you a course. I'm not trying to tell you I'm the best. I'm just like you guys. So if I can do it, you can too. And I do this part-time, mainly for fun. Also, obviously, to get some extra dough like we all need. And I appreciate you stopping by. So let me know in the comments if this helps you out. So if you haven't seen part 1 video, I'll put that at the end of the video so you can click on that. If you want to watch my live opening 3 boxes late at night after working all day. And then I was like, I got to get some of this stuff up to see if it's actually worth it. And I'm a different type of person. When I get something to sell, I don't just throw it in a pile and I'll get to it later. I have to list it right away because of the way my brain works. If I don't do that, I'm going to forget about it. And it's bad. It's a bad habit. And I'm sure all of you have done so. Like, have you ever bought an item of clothing, you never wore it, and you look in your closet, and a lot of your clothing have tags on them still? Maybe it wasn't the best decision. So I sourced my items from an online auction on YouTube. They came from an estate sale from Texas. And anyways, that's covered in part 1 of the video. This is me actually showing you what I've actually listed and gotten up so far. So again, I invested $105. This is not BS. This dress is the very first item I listed out of the box. It's brand new with tags, Sienna Sky. Got it listed for 25 bucks. There's already recent comps on it, and hopefully it sells. But this is the video, and what I'm doing in this video for part 1 is I'm showing what I did day 1, what I got listed. So far day 1, which was last night, I only got up whatever 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 items, which is pretty sad, but man, it was late at night, and then I'm like, I'm gonna stop and go to sleep. So the good news is I spent 105, and the very first 7 items that I touched, I didn't cherry pick, that I got listed are worth 140 bucks. So that's pretty cool. So that should be all my money back on just the first 7 items out of the 41. Today, which is day 2, I got up 12 more listings. Again, I work for a living, so I do this in the evening to keep myself busy. No, it's fun, but I was able to get 12 additional items up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do a video on this. Someone out there needs this kind of help and this type of inspiration. So anyways, this is what I got up day 1. So I was like, cool. If all 41 of these pieces are 20, 25 each, I hit the jackpot. That's called 10xing your money, right? If I get $1,000 worth of stuff, and again, some of these are slow. They're probably slower sellers, but I didn't go to a store to all day spend 8 hours shopping for this stuff. I didn't have to wait in line to check out. I didn't have to dive into a bin and push fellow Americans and illegal aliens out of my way to get this stuff. This stuff showed up at my front door. Yeah, I spent 105 bucks. Yes, I did spend time participating in an auction, picking out the pieces that I thought were worth it. And bottom line, I got like $2.50 or $2.56 in each one of these items. So I'm really happy that a lot of these are 20 bucks and up. So anyways, these are the items that I got up. So again, here's the date. And again, this is a different type of channel. I'm actually going to show you my eBay store. I'm not afraid to do so. I don't care if you visit my store. That's great. Like so far in the last 31 days, I sold $4,000 worth of stuff. That's my goal is 100 bucks a day, right? So if you want to do this full time, well, 10x what I'm telling you. Do this every day. Do this, do this instead of your actual normal job, if you want to commit to this. But today was a really great day too. Did $410 in sales, but it's kind of the reason it's so high is I sold a $250 printer that I no longer used. So again, if you guys have no money, start selling the crap around your house, turn that into actually cash. And if you want to try this, just follow this. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but if you consistently do it, you're going to start seeing money coming in, which that's fun, right? That's great. So, anyways, this is the first item I got for listed was the Sienna Sky. Next was Simply Emma Women's Black Pleated Velour Skirt for 25 bucks. There is a really cool feature on not eBay's desktop version, but when you're using your cell phone. So this is what I do. I'll take the photos with my cell phone. Obviously, I lay it out on a table. I've got good lighting. Let me click on this. Might digitize my voice a little bit. Got to let it load. All right. So, anyways, there's a new AI studio feature for your photos, and it's weird because it's not in the desktop version of eBay. It's only on the app, and the original picture of this is like bad. This picture looks great. So, anyways, it's a studio. You can pick a white background, but I actually picked like a studio photo, and it's cool because like it edits out like my feet, the edge of the table, all that stuff. So this is my very first picture. This is what I guess the thumbnail that gets people to click on it. Besides, they're doing a word search, right? But if they're doing a word search, they're looking up Simply Emma and they want a skirt. This is the very first photo that they're going to see. It's actually going to look like this, right? On their cell phone. Most people are shopping on their cell phones nowadays, or on their desktop, or on their tablet, whatever. The second photo I always post is the back of the garment or the item. Then I do a close up of the tag. This is an old actual Sears. Sears is no longer in business. So this is a nice vintage piece, right? That I spent $2 on, or $2.56. I always take a picture of the tag. Then I will actually get out a tape measure. I know you can buy a special measurement thing, but I always get a tape measure. And the reason I do this is I don't want to answer 50, 100 questions a day. Hey, can you give me the measurement of this item? And I have made the mistake of taking photos of items and you put it in storage and then someone wants a measurement. But if you don't get back to that person within minutes, you can answer that question, which means you take the time then, you got to measure it again, you send them an eBay message, and then they ghost you, meaning they've already bought it from someone else that actually has a photo with the actual measurement on it, right? So you always want to measure your items. I show close up in case they're blind. I measure that, which doesn't really matter. It's stretchable. And that's it. So that was cool. Got item up. Again, might digitize a little bit here. So this is the, again, I didn't take this perfect photo. I don't have a perfect like photo flat lay or whatever. You can watch other YouTubers on how to take, do the lighting stuff. I literally have this garment on a Costco plastic table, the folding table that I bought like 20 years ago. I still have them. They're built like tanks. I put the shirt or the blouse, whatever you want to call it, whatever you ladies call it, for the item. Make sure there's no stains. Make sure there's no dog hair, cat hair, threads, anything that like makes the garment look damaged. So these are obviously brand new. And then I use that AI studio to make it look like I do have a professional studio, but I don't. So AI is pretty cool. Got to give that's a newer feature too. That was not like this when I was listing clothes even earlier this year. Okay. So again, taking a picture of the tag, take a picture of the collar with this because that's someone's going to zoom in, if they want to buy your item, and not everyone takes photos like this either. This one has really cool buttons, so I took a close-up of the button because I thought that was cool. Then and on shirts, you want to measure armpit to armpit. I don't know what that's officially called. And then from the top of the garment to the bottom. And then the back of the item. So very cool, 20 bucks. And how long did it take me to do? Probably 5 minutes all in. All right. And if you don't even know how to search on eBay, and you want to get an idea of what a price of something is, there's another thing on your phone if you have the Google, that you want to use Google Lens. Okay, so this next one was an IZ Buyer XL floral top, 20 bucks for that. Got the Haggard pants up. I was kind of disappointed. I thought they'd be worth more, but I guess no dudes are buying dress pants nowadays. And this is a weird size, like a 38-30. But anyways, it's a $50 MSRP. I'm happy with 20 bucks. Take my pants, please. Then the Wrangler jeans I picked up. which you can see in part 1 of the video. The nice thing is they're all the same size, and all but one of them are all the actual same cowboy cut. So whatever estate sale I got this from, this was like this dude's favorite pair of jeans, and he liked them so much he bought like 4 or 5 or 6 of them, right? So it was very easy to just take photos and do all the description and then just rinse and repeat. The only different jean was this Wrangler jeans, this Authentics. Um, with the cowboy cut jeans, I'll let that load. Uh, I've noticed other jean reseller, like seriously, guys, there's people that all they do is sell jeans, and they do like $5,000 to $10,000 worth of jeans every month. Like that's insanity, right? And they got a real big room with all these jeans. Anyways, I noticed they kind of crinkle the jeans in to kind of give it a little cooler photo, and then again using the studio from eBay. This is an app, and again, I don't know if it's just for anyone that uses the eBay app or if you have to have a store, but it's very, very cool. So it makes this look super professional. I used to hate listing clothing because put it on a hanger against the wall, take a photo, flip it around. It was all this big mess. It's way easier to take photos flat lay. Just lay it on a flat surface with good lighting. So this is the front. This is the back. I did notice some other jean sellers will just take a photo like this first to look at the derriere or the rear end of the jeans, but maybe that's more for ladies. For dudes, chances are you probably don't want to be staring at a guy that's wearing a 44-34 size jean, right? You want to stare his butt, but maybe you do. I don't know. Whatever you're into, that's not my business. I'll take a picture of the front, a little closer up. If the zipper is YKK, that's a good brand. That's out of Northbrook, Illinois still, which is not too far from my house. But I always take a picture of that and the actual button. So a close-up of that, because that's the very first thing you're going to touch when you put these bad boys on. And you're going to be using that zipper and that button a lot. And if that's jacked up or dented or whatever, you want to definitely let your buyer know that. I always take a picture then of the tag. The nice thing with these Wrangler jeans is the tag is in the same spot over and over again. And then I do a measurement. Again, most dudes don't really care about the measurement. Honestly, like you just, if it's too long, you let it drag on the floor, or if it's too short, you just wear boots or whatever. Like nobody cares, especially when you're 44-34. Not saying anything is wrong with weight. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, nobody cares. As long as they're comfortable and it doesn't hurt your down there when you're walking around. That's all dudes care about. All right. So that was that jean. This was the black pair. Again, the only ones that were different. So I didn't scrunch those in because I felt those are more formal. So those are like your good jeans that you wear when you're going out somewhere fancy. Again, you got to think of the person that's going to buy this, right? If you're buying cowboy cut, chances are you're from the South. You're probably not up here in Chicagoland. Maybe you are, but you're probably wearing a cowboy hat. You probably put your 6-shooter on your side, whatever. Like, that's the way I think. You got to think like your actual buyer, how they want to see the photographs. So these might all look like the same jeans, but they're not. Each one's individual. And the one that is $20, the reason it's $20, that load, the reason that's $20 is there's some wear on there, right? Which I note. So the eBay, when you're listing clothing, you have pre-owned excellent, you have pre-owned good, and you have pre-owned fair. Like it's pretty trash. This one's pre-owned good, in my opinion. So if you have older listings of clothing, you better go in there and change that, because eBay is probably going to not show your items, which I got a lot of clothes I have to do that to, or determine to just take it off, delist it off eBay, because I think the old photos of my clothing look like caca, and some of these things that I've got listed on eBay are like $5, $6, $7, $8. Like, dude, who cares? At that point, it was a put out at the garage sale. Someone could take it away for $2, $3, half the price of the resale shop. Okay, so if your item's not in great, and again, you got to look at comps. You got to look at what's sold. If you have a unique size like I do, so I just flooded the market with 44-34 Wrangler jeans, and not too many people have that particular size. But the nicer ones, I'm going to list them for $29.99. This pair right here, Was really really nice. I think the guy like wore them once, but there's some kind of like white something or other on there. I don't know if that's paint. It's not bleach, but I'm not about to go try and clean it. And I put that in the description. So I put this as good used, and I said has some white marks, no bleach, but might be some sort of old drywall or chalk, which it could be. You know, he could have been walking in, one of the rooms he was finishing. He accidentally wore his nice pair and got some stains on it. So, anyways, but they look like they've only been worn like once. But anyways, someone can grab that for 20 bucks. Again, most dudes don't care about little nicks or wear marks on their jeans. It's not a fashion show for us guys. Maybe it is for some of you, but most of us we don't give it enough. All right. Next, I got uplisted were these frog togs. Some of these are listed for like 50 bucks. These are used. This is a very big item because it comes with a top jacket with a hood, and it's kind of like this Tyvek material, um, but it's basically a rain suit. And then I think he had one for his wife or his kid because the next size is weird. It's like a small pants, so very small pants, and then medium top. But I think that's what most of the ladies go with. But I put men's anyways. Maybe I should change that to not showing men's, but whatever. So that's yeah. So the jeans, the frog togs. That's what I got listed today. I already forgot what I got listed. I got this Croft and Barrow classic tank top. I was thinking of just letting this go for 5 bucks at my garage sale, but I'm like, you know what? Someone has already has a listing of 10 of them. They've already sold five. They had their price at $12.99. I'm like, let me just throw one up there. So I copied their listing, which is okay to do. Not what I mean copy is like you click on their listing, you sell similar. And obviously, I didn't use their photos. I put my own photos in there, and I'm 4 cents cheaper. And maybe someone that lives closer by me would prefer to buy it because sometimes when people are buying on eBay, they go by geographical location. So someone might buy from me versus that person who's in California. I don't know, but anyways, I wasn't thinking of listing anything under 20 bucks, but this one's worth it. And again, if it sits for a month or 2 months or 6 months and doesn't sell, it'll just be a garage sale item. Next I got up is this Lavish Plus women's blouse for 25 bucks. Beautiful blouse, brand new with tags. Someone already put this in their cart too when I started filming this video, so hopefully they check out. And then the last two items is Worthington women's shirt, peacock green. I didn't know what peacock green means, but that's what it said on the tag. So MSRP on this is 30. It's brand new, so I'm asking 20. And then this really nice hooded coat. Again, peacock green. Women Within. So I learned a little something today. Women Within was a brand that was started in 2006. This is obviously one of their first jackets, 2006, 2007, 2008, that they released because nobody on eBay has a color like this. So when you have like a brighter color, that's or like a just like a Y2K or early 2000 style or mid 2006 style. That's definitely what this jacket is. I want to show you this listing. So the studio added like wheels under here, which I thought was weird. So the photo looks like I put this like on some professional garment holder and I have like this perfect drop back. That is not true at all. AI did this photo. Now I did the original photo, again, laid the jacket out flat on the table, took a picture, got it all within frame. But then eBay's AI literally makes it look like I have some like professional rolling garment thing with putting this jacket at a perfect angle with like wires in it to make it stand up right and poofing the hood out, and it looks like I have some like professional photography studio. I don't. I literally just laid it on the table. So here's the next photo of the back, which again it didn't add the wheels anymore. So again, AI is going to do weird stuff with your photos, but I thought it was cool. But this is the actual like how I had it laid out. See my Costco table? It's literally laid out there. You can see some stuff on the floor there. And this jacket I did clean up a little bit. There were a couple little marks here and there, and they came off real easy with a microfiber towel. So there's a picture of the inside, how to take care of it. Again, you want to take these photos so you don't get like a million questions on eBay because that's annoying, right? Or someone might just be like, I don't even want to ask this guy questions. It's annoying. If they don't own this piece already, a lot of people want to know how you wash it. A lot of people want to know where it was made. A lot of people want to know what is the material, right? And so many people on eBay list this stuff like completely wrong, or they'll copy someone else's listing and they'll put polyester and the thing's 100% cotton. It's like, really? What if that person's allergic to cotton and they can only wear polyester, or the opposite, and you've sold them something that says 100% cotton and you didn't take a photo of the tag, they get it in their possession, it's polyester, they're allergic to it, and guess what? It's a boomerang. They end up returning it to you. You waste your time, you waste your buyer's time. They get ticked off because they're like, I'm never buying from that seller again because they don't know what they're doing. So again, you want to put yourself in the shoes of the actual buyer. So whatever you are selling, make sure you have it listed properly. I know that sounds like common sense, but it's very easily overlooked because you're trying to take photos, you're trying to churn these things out as quickly as possible because time is money. So and then I take a measurement of the jacket, even though it's a 14-16 medium, whatever. Like here's 23 inches across. Then I take a photo of the garment from the neckline all the way down. So the lady that's going to buy this will know how long it's going to lay down. Is it going to cover her butt or let her butt show? And again, everyone's shaped in different sizes. And then you always want to take a picture of the arm because the arm part, not every, some people have shorter arms or longer arms. Again, we're not all built the same. So it's very important to measure that because if you don't, you're going to get that question, which is like super annoying when you're like, dude, it's $35. Just buy the thing. If you don't like it, return it. No, buy it because I took all the right photos. I put all the correct description together and I measured it for you. So there's no mystery. So anyways, so long story short, we got this up and I'm happy that day 2 of listing turned into $293 in listing. So again, I only invested $105. The stuff came to my door. I didn't have to waste all day going out and buying stuff. And then you know what happens then too when you're out there trying to buy stuff to resell, you end up buying stuff for yourself or buying just stuff that you don't need or making decisions that are bad because you're tired and you're out there shopping, right? Not everyone can get around or has the time to do it. So I like the fact that this stuff came to my door. Day 1, 7 pieces, $140 in value. Day 2, 14 pieces listed, $293 in value. So in 2 days, after spending $105 and the stuff showing up at my door and listing 7 pieces day 1, or 6 pieces day 1, and then 12 items day 2, so I've got 23 more pieces to list. I already have $433 of value listed on eBay, and I'm not asking pie in the sky like the super high price. I price these items to be very competitive with what the market will bear. Meaning, just because the tag says $40 on it, unless nobody in the world has it or it's super popular, like every time it's listed it sells right away, you probably don't want to ask $40. You want to give someone a deal because they can go into the store and find something, less. So, or they can find it from another seller for less. So you want to be competitively priced. And again, I'm super excited. $433 and got 23 more items to go, which is insane when you think about it. So if those next 23 items average at least $20, which I think some of them are going to be more because I've got some cool vintage actual cowboy shirts, some nice Wrangler pearl snaps. Again, you have to watch video 1 of it. I think I'm going to be close to $1,000 in listed items, which is 10x, right? Pay 105, you put the time and effort in, you make nice listings, you sell your stuff for 1,000. That's 10x in your money. Yeah, you spend money on time. Yeah, you gotta package this stuff, which is not a big deal. You just grab a poly bag, slap the label on there. Yeah, you gotta drop it off your post office, whatever you want to do. But I think the fact that if I'm able to turn this $105 into 1,000 in sales, which will result probably in about $800 in profit, That's insane. That's really, really cool. But it's a lot of work. It's 41 items, right? It's not that home run that you find at the garage sale or the estate sale or whatever, and you pick something up for $1 that's worth 400. Again, that's few and far between. In real life, you got to work and you have to provide value, you have to provide customer service, all that good stuff. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my video. Let me know in the comments if this type of video helps you. Again, I am just doing it like everybody else is. Hopefully, I'm doing it better. I've got 1,689 items listed on eBay. Um, Last week before my garage sale, I had 2,400 items listed. So I delisted a lot of stuff. And my last garage sale, Saturday and Sunday, I brought $700 cash in. So if you have a lot of old stuff in your eBay store, you want to purge it, I'll probably make a separate video on that because I started doing that because I want to keep my store around 1,000 listed items at all times. And there's a reason for that monetarily. When you do a basic store subscription for $27.95, and again, I have other videos on that on my channel page, you get charged when you exceed your 1,000 listings per month. And your old listings that don't sell, they get relisted every 30 days. So if you have old inventory or older, lower priced inventory, say something for $2, $3, $4. I know it's dumb, right? Like who's gonna list something for $2, $3, $4? I do. I have. And let's say that item stays in your store for 20 months, or let's say just 10 months. That $2.50 item that hasn't sold for 10 months, and you're over 1,000 items listed, eBay is going to charge you 25 cents every single month when that item resurfaces if you're over 1,000. So that item that you got for free that you're trying to sell for $2.50 and it takes 10 months to sell and you're over 1,000, you're actually going to make negative money on that. So that's why I'm trying to get my store down to 1,000. And my sell-through rate is like 24%. So that means if I list 100 items, I sell 24 of them within 90 days. Whatever that means. But you'll hear a lot of other channels talk about that. So again, hopefully you appreciate this honest, true, real life information. I know it's kind of boring, but the ones that have stuck around to the end of the video, you know you're watching this because you're someone like me and you just want to do it better. And I think the best way to do that is to learn from others, and then when you get good enough at it yourself, you can then help others, right? And yeah, I made a lot of mistakes, trust me. Listed a lot of stuff that never sold, lost money on stuff. So this, and whatever, doing this 20 years, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can all get better by watching stuff like this. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. If you like the content or you want to subscribe to my channel, again, I'm going to put a link in this video for yesterday when I unboxed the items to get my real life, what I thought. And again, I don't know, I'm not expert on any of these brands. I'm just like you. You know the good brands, but like, dude, I'm a guy, so I don't know really the women's brands. I don't know half the stuff my wife buys. I don't know half the stuff my daughters buy. I have 3 adult daughters now. Kind of clueless when it comes to stuff like that. So things like this help me learn so that next time, if I am out and about and I run into this at a garage sale or estate sale and I'm going out for, to one for fun, I could be like, wow, that woman with hooded insulated coat, it's red or it's black or it's brown. It's $2. I'll grab that all day because I know it's worth 35. But again, conditions everything too, right? So when you do these things over and over and over again, that's how we learn as human beings here on this planet, here in Elk Grove, Illinois, in the United States of America. So appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.